Alright, we're working with systems of equations. And with a system of equation, my goal is to find out what the x equals and what the y equals. So I'm trying to create ones where I can either eliminate my x values or my y values. I can do that by multiplying one of the two equations by something. In this case, if I wanted to try to eliminate my x's, I need to create an 8x on top. I already have a negative 8x on bottom. That would give me one positive, one negative. So I can multiply this top equation here by positive 8, and that would give me my set of twins, if you will. On the second one here, on the y, I can also multiply that one here. I've got a 6 and 12. I just have to multiply this top one here by negative 2. If I were to multiply the top one by negative 2, that would also give me my set of twins. That would give me a positive 12. That's the route that I'm going to choose, but you could do either one and you get the same answer. So I'm going to multiply the top one by a negative 2. So I go negative 2 times x would give me a negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 6 would give me a positive 12y. Now this is what I wanted. I wanted one positive, one negative. That way they can eliminate each other. Negative 12y plus 12y gives me 0. And that's what I wanted. And then I've got a negative 2 times 15. Don't forget to do it to everything in that equation. We don't want to change the value of these x's and y's. So in order to do that, we have to do it to every part of that equation. So negative 2 times 15 would give me a negative 30. Okay, now I take these two equations right here. This top one I modified, and I put it down here. So I'm just going to add these two equations together. Negative 8x plus 2x would give me a negative 10x. Negative 12y plus 12y cancels each other out. That gives me 0. I don't need to worry about writing anything there. 0 minus 30 gives me a negative 30. Then I divide both sides by negative 10. And I find out that x equals 3. Okay, so now I found one of them. Now I've got to try it. Now that I know the x, I've got to figure out what the y value is. And I can plug it into this equation here for x and find out what my y value is. I can plug it into this equation here and find x, and find y. And I can plug it into this equation here and find, to try to find out what y is. I'm going to choose just to plug it into this second one. So I've got a negative, I'm going to rewrite the equation just right over here on the side. Negative 8x minus 12y equals 0. Okay, now I know that x equals 3, so I'm going to plug that in for x. Negative 8 times 3 minus 12y equals 0. Now, I didn't change anything on the negative 12y or the 0, so I'm just copying that down. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24 minus 12y equals 0. And I need to get all of my constants, my numbers, on the other side. So I'm going to add 24. Whatever I add to one side, I have to add to the other side. This would give me a negative 12y equals positive 24. My last step is I have to get rid of this negative 12. This is negative 12 times y, so I'm going to divide it by negative 12. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So this gives me y equals negative 2. Now you can write your answer like this. I know that x equals 3, y equals negative 2, and that's okay. We'll take that. If you chose to write it as an ordered pair, it would be, let me see, sorry. If we wanted it as an ordered pair, it would be 3, comma, negative 2. Don't forget the parentheses. The parentheses indicate that it's an ordered pair. But that is one step. That is if we just have to multiply just one of the equations, and then we're good.